Well, hello, this is Jason T. Ingram. Some might know me as Fake Zappa. I am over at the Clackamas Community College Harmony campus here in Milwaukie, Oregon, where I live. And I just got done with a really good meeting for almost an hour and a half working with the Small Business Development Center. And finally, actually, it's funny that today I happened to get 2 appointments, and both of them actually did something with substance that actually helped me, instead of just thinking they've helped and turning me away or sending me somewhere else that doesn't help. So it's great that these things are starting to happen, and it's encouraging because just recently having so many dead ends and the frustration of not being told no, but having so many people just disappear and send me other places and give me advice that's unreasonable. That's pretty much all I've gotten for the last several weeks. So this series I'm doing, called Referral Madness, trying to advocate for yourself, trying to get help if you're in a situation where you simply need to rely on other people to help in whatever situation it is. So far so good. And I was able to switch my health insurance over, and I was able to get some ideas and some assistance on what it is to be low functioning and to run a business. And it was like, oh my God, somebody actually finally listened to me and understood and didn't seem to put all these expectations on me that were unreasonable, because that's so depressing to have people keep telling you to do things that you know you're going to fail at. You failed at every time, and you tell them, I can't do this, and you're expected to do it. And so that was really good. So I might not look happy, but I'm really fucking happy right now, because it has been, I haven't felt this kind of discouragement and this type of isolation in over 10 years of my life. And it's a horrible feeling to just feel alone and not be able to cope. And I'm also taking an approach at my business as half of this adventure that I'm taking is my wellness. The other half is my vocation. My vocation helps my wellness, because when I'm doing what I need to be doing and I believe that I should be doing in my life, that makes me happy. No brainer there, but the weird thing is that people keep trying to fit me with things that are more reasonable, but that make me want to die when I do them, you know. So it's very healthy to do what you not only love to do, but you feel like that is what you need to do. But I can't do that if I'm sick. So my wellness thing also means that if I have the right management of my health care, my mental health care, physical health, working with whatever healthcare professionals and stuff like that, oh wow, I have to have both, and I have to have an equal amount of energy, or at least maybe not an equal amount of energy, but they both need to have a sufficient amount of effort put into my wellness, healthcare, whatever, and that same kind of effort put into my vocation. And knowing that I can't do this by myself, that I don't have the skills, the energy, the resources, and the health to do these things by myself, adds a whole nother dimension to my business, because that means that I have to rely on other people, and I have to rely on their kindness as well. And in order to do that, I have to be around people that don't see me as some kind of horrible threat. And so it just takes a lot of weeding through a lot of different organizations and people that I go to. And it's a horrible feeling, it really is. But I'm happy today, and I'm really hoping that that this is kind of a new start. And it's a new approach I'm taking too, because I'm holding people accountable, and I'm not taking no for an answer unless they tell me no. If they tell me no, and it's for sure, then that's good. But what I'm doing is I'm making sure that if they're denying me help, and yet they think that they're helping me, then that's not helping them. They need to know that if they're sending me away, they need to know at least that they're sending me away. And that's another good thing, I think, that's been helping me in this process as well. So now I am starving. I haven't had, it's 5 o'clock, and all I had today was a Kind bar and a bowl of cereal and lots of coffee, because I didn't sleep well last night. I did a video journal at 1 in the morning, and I was so wound up because I couldn't sleep. So I did this video journal, went back to bed. I still couldn't sleep for another hour, and I've never had this bad of this, you know, restless leg syndrome or whatever it is. I mean, I just could not keep still. I haven't had it that bad in months and months, maybe years. So I am looking forward to getting some lunch and going back home and resting a little bit. And it's beautiful out, so maybe I will go out and get some sun today. But one of the things that affected me was I like to leave the window open because I was so hot. My room was hot. I couldn't sleep. I was burning up, and it was like, ugh. And then for some reason I fell asleep before I closed my window, and it's been like the coldest April we've had on record in a long time. It rarely gets this cold, and if I sleep in the cold, especially during allergy season, I get really bad sore throat. So luckily I didn't get like a really bad sore throat, which is good, because that's usually a trauma thing. Usually it's one of my panic attack symptoms when I start getting sore throats like that. So I'm amazed I'm not as physically sick as I usually am. But it's still no fun to feel sick and panicky and weak and shaky and all this stuff. So some of that is because I haven't had much of an appetite, and I haven't been eating much, which is surprisingly, because I'm over 200 pounds and I love to eat. So I'm gonna get me some sushi, because that's been kind of my thing now. My buddy and I have been going to sushi, and there's 2 new places that are sushi trains, and it's fun to eat, because when you're on a strict gluten-free diet, I want to be able to see my food before I order it. So it's great. And this is another one of my favorite places, Natural Grocers. They are kind of like a mix between Whole Foods and Walmart. They got some bad quality stuff going on, and it's cheap. So maybe I'll get myself some kale juice or something like that. And this is a place here called O-Sushi, which is also fun. I'm not only smiling, but I'm literally in the town of Happy Valley right now. So, signing off from Happy Valley, Oregon. Thank you for watching, and I hope this encourages you to advocate for yourself, to learn how to ask for help, and in the process, make sure you're taking care of yourself at the same time as well. So, lots of love to you. Thanks. It's now a couple hours after the meeting, and I'm over at one of my favorite little happy places near my house. A couple blocks from me is this really nifty little creek here, and it's been flooding, so it's not as loud as it was a couple weeks ago when we had like record-breaking rain here. That's unheard of in Oregon, record-breaking rain in a place that rains all the time. It must be pretty bad. But a couple of years ago, this whole thing was completely underwater, and they redid it because it was torn apart by a bunch of camps and stuff. But anyways, I'm just sitting here watching the sunset. I was going to go to the meditation group tonight, but I really needed to recharge and refresh, because this was a stressful day, even though it was really good. I mean, I just can't believe how well things turned out compared to how incredibly horrible they were. But then again, sometimes life is bipolar, whether you're bipolar or not, you know, sometimes things just get up and down, and it's just hard to know really how to cope with all this stuff. So I just got some text messages from somebody from one of the nonprofits that I actually work very closely with. And so I know these people pretty well, although I haven't really been that active until just the last several months. But I was extremely, I don't know how to explain how depressed I was after my last dealing with some of these people there. I survived, though. I mean, I didn't know how I was going to live through that, because it was just the ending of so many dead ends. And when I ask help from people that I've helped, then that's when it makes it really, really hurt. And it hurt so bad. And I'm really glad that I had a good day today, because things really turned around for me. I actually, wow. So anyway, sometimes hope does come by itself. Sometimes it happens in bad things. And sometimes it comes when things do sometimes really turn around. You just never know sometimes until you just keep trying. But it was really sweet, though. These messages I got tonight were about advocacy for my health care. And so I asked this one particular woman, who just seems like, I can't remember what kind of work she does, but she just seems like the kind of Portlandy type person that would know a lot of kind of metaphysical energy worker type people. And I have worked with a couple of people here recently that I just felt like they kept flaking out and canceling appointments, and I got frustrated, and they were expensive, and I thought, why? And I would rather work with somebody I could work with here locally that's very intensive, and that it doesn't give me the runaround and shit. I want people to actually talk to me. I just don't want to hand somebody some cash for an hour and then they're gone. It needs to be a little more intensive than that. So it's going to be hard, but it's great to be able to find somebody who is actually willing to ask people for me, and is going to help me with an appeal letter that I sent out and didn't get any response on. And I'm so afraid, and I'm so nervous, and I'm so angry, because I want to email some of these people back and just say, you know, like, this is really urgent. I mean, I got to be with some people just this last weekend, and I told some of them, and some of them worked in this kind of field, you know, working with crisis intervention and stuff like that. So, to make a long story short, I don't know if I'll share in this video the kind of things that I said, but they were bad. I mean, they were really bad. Like something somebody would say just before they're going to do something very bad to themselves, or maybe worse. I mean, it was like, I can't believe that not only I got this depressed to say these things around people, but these people did nothing. And I was absolutely disgusted, and I felt like the very life was taken out of me. It was a horrible, horrible feeling. And so I'm really glad to see that there is some kindness and not just niceness. And the kindness I felt, like, bizarrely in the last 24 hours. And sometimes things do that in life. It really, really gave me a lot of hope, because that's a good way to make a bad person, is just put them in front of unkind people all the time. And it takes good people sometimes to remind me that it's worth it.